cost of comfort. This is why staying the same is more expensive than failing. So comfort is disguised as pain, right? It feels safe, but it keeps you stuck. And what I want to say is that when we feel comfortable, right? When we feel comfortable in a situation, when we feel comfortable doing something, when we're in an environment where we're constantly, doing the same things over and over again, at some point in time, it may not even seem as if, you're doing the thing and you're making it happen and you're doing the right thing, but at the end of the day, it's disguised pain. So it looks comfortable, but it's really killing you because you're not stretching your mind. You're not stretching your mindset. We're not stretching the part of our being that needs to grow, that needs to, be able to really, you might turn the music, the música, not off, but okay, gracias, right? Point number 2, people fear failure, but ignore the quiet cost of standing still. Now, what does that mean? So when God is looking to stretch us, when God is looking for us to do these miraculous things, right? When we have these dreams, these visions, these convictions about doing more, right? Bringing more value, serving at a higher capacity, building a business, saying hi to that person that you or have a crush, whatever it looks like. What happens is that if we remain the same, it's killing us quietly because we're not growing. There's a saying that says if you're not growing, you're not staying the same. You're actually getting worse because other people are surpassing you. So if we're not growing and stretching and doing the things that God has called us to do, then what we're really doing is we're digressing because there's other people that are going to be passing us. So we are here, but if we don't continue to stretch, continue to change our environments, continue to be in different rooms, continue to be in conversations that are going to benefit us for the long term, continue to open up our mind, continue to be in 2 environments, right? One where we're the alpha, but be in the environment where you're the underdog, where you're learning more, where you don't have the best credentials, where you don't have all of the accolades, all of the things, correct? It's quietly killing us because we're not stretching our mind, right? My mom was at a meeting the other night, and the person that she was talking to was asking her questions about her goals. But based off of the conversation and based off the table she was at, now my mom has done $370 something million in real estate last year through overall volume on the team. Well, guess what? Even her, she said, hey, based off of this conversation in this room right now, I have to go and rethink my goals because they're not big enough. Right? My goals aren't big enough. So I have to go and I'll get back to you in 48 hours because her mind was expanded. And this is what happens when you continually search and sit in rooms and sit in environments that are going to continue to grow you. And then comfort drains time, it drains creativity, and then it drains purpose without you even knowing. Right? Because you're not stretching yourself, like you're consistently killing your dreams. And then that's why you have to hang out with people who are dream angels, right? They're dream angels. They want you to go execute on your dream. They want you to go live your dream. They want you to go do the thing that you're called to do. So you got to be careful about that. So you just in my life, right? In my life, I look at there's certain times in my life where I was in too much of a comfort zone. I was in too much of a lackadaisical zone, right? I was too much in a place where everything's cool. It's all gonna work out. When in truly, I was limiting myself, right? And I could use the example of events that I host, right? The first year we did 3 or 4 events. I was like, you know what? Let's just do 4 events every year, big events, call it a day. But now I said, you know what? I saw somebody that they were doing 100, 200 events a year, 100, 200 events a year, networking events. And I said, hold up, if they can do it, then I can do it. So you know what I did? I started to expand my mind. And for a hot minute, I didn't think I was gonna do that. But you know what? I said, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And we expanded. We went from 1 state in 3 cities to 5 states, in all of 1 year. Second year, we did about 20 events. This year alone, we're going to be doing about 40, 50 events, right? In different places all over the country. So it's about expanding your mind. And I remember there's limiting beliefs that I had, but if I hadn't seen that article, if I hadn't seen those numbers, I wouldn't have been able to think that. So you have to be looking, be searching, be reading, be in environments that are going to benefit you and your mindset. So here are the 3 real costs of comfort. Number 1 is time cost. It's gonna cost you your time, right? It's gonna cost you your time. Number 2 is financial cost. Comfort will kill your financial stability because you will not be doing the things in order to grow, right? I need to be a better steward of my finances, right? I need to be a better steward of my time, right? And how do you do that? Do we save money? Yes. But do we invest money? Of course, right? And the third thing is going to be identity costs. Comfort is going to hurt your identity because you're going to be so comfortable with doing the things it's going to suppress you. you're not gonna be able to stretch. You're not gonna be able to grow. You're not gonna be able to, your identity's gonna be in one thing when really that thing is a stepping stone for you to go and do the next thing, correct? And so here's the thing, this is why we cling to comfort. And this is very interesting, right? These are some of the things that we do to cling to comfort, right? And number one, it's a biological safety mechanism. The brain loves predictability. Now, what does that mean? The brain loves a schedule, a structure, right? And if you think about it, from when we were kids, we've always had a structure. Go to school at this time, wake up at this time, go to practice at this time, go to study hall, go to class, go to sports, go to this, hang out on the weekends, don't work on the 2 days, but work on the 5 days. We've always had a structure, even in church. You have a structure, and I'm not saying that structure is bad, right? Structure is actually really good, but when it becomes too predictable, you have to shake it up. Because if you don't shake it up, it becomes a routine and you get lost in your routine, right? Sometimes it's good to switch it up every now and then. Switch the way you go home every now and then. Switch up the who you hang out with every now and then. Switch up the places you frequent every now and then. Now, you have your places and your spaces, of course, but you don't want the predictability factor to come in as a comfort level. The next thing is ego protection. Now, this makes sense to me because ego protection means that we are the big dog in our arena, right? For me, I'm a big dog in some arenas that I'm in, right? But in some other arenas, I'm not a big dog. I'm a little dog, right? I'm a small fish in a big pond. I'm not the big fish in a smaller pond. And that's the ego thing right there. What happens is a lot of times we are afraid to become the little fish in a big pond, but that's the only reason where we're gonna stretch. We're only gonna stretch when we are not the biggest thing. That's why they say you are the average of your 5 friends and don't be the smartest person in the room. So I have my group where I'm one of the influential figures, but then also, so my point in saying that is that we need to let go of our ego, let go of our pride, and be willing to learn. A good friend of mine says this, or somebody that I even inspire, says you have to be bad enough, you have to be bad at something long enough in order to be good at it fast enough. So you have to be bad at something. I'm making this video, I'm not the perfect person like making this video, but I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna practice, and I'm gonna get good at it. And once I get good at it, then guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna become an expert. And then when I become an expert, I need to go into a different pond so I can become the little fish again. I wanna continue to grow, continue to stretch, and I have to let my ego go. We have to let our ego go. Because what does ego stand for? Ego stands for edging God out. And we do not want to edge God out. We want to bring him in. We want to BHI. We want to bring him in. And the only way we can do that is submit to him. Submit our ego and say, God, you know what? I'm willing to learn. In whatever atmosphere you have me in, I'm going to be a fly on the wall. I'm going to listen, right? So here are some signs that you're stuck in comfort. Number one, you rationalize not trying, right? I'm just being patient. No, go and create the opportunity, right? If you don't see a seat at the table for you, sometimes you got to go create your own seat so you can become the valuable person, right? The second thing is you complain about results, but haven't changed your behavior. A lot of times what we do is we complain about the result that we have, but there is no changed behavior in order to alter the result, right? You do the same thing, you're gonna get the same result. The definition of insanity, right? The third thing is you envy people doing what you could be doing. Woo! That's in the Bible. Don't covet your neighbor, right? Don't envy them. Right? Be happy for people in the places and the spaces because you don't know what they've been through. We don't know what they've been through in order to get to where they are. We just don't. We don't know the person's backstory. We see overnight successes and not realize that they've been doing this for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years to get to this point, and they have the knowledge and expertise. The worst thing we can do is get to a point and we don't have a good foundation. How do you build a good foundation? You're doing the thing over time, over a period of time, right? So you don't want to envy people because you don't know what they've been through in order to get to where they're going, right? The next thing is your day feels repetitive. Low excitement and low urgency. Listen, I need to be excited during the day, right? They do say that the boring things create significance, right? I don't even believe in the word success anymore because that's subjective. But the boring things, you do them enough, they create significance. They can create momentum. They can create massive momentum. They can create duplication. They can create compound interest, right? But also sometimes you gotta be willing to go get a adrenaline rush, see what's out there. So this is how you break out of the comfort. And these are the 3 C's framework. And I got 3 minutes before I have to end this, right? The 3 C's framework. Change yourself daily, right? Small discomforts, cold outreach, workouts, public speaking. I went public speaking the other day for one of the first times in a while. I did great, but I was nervous, but I was out of my comfort zone, my daily comfort zone. Number 2, you want to change environments. Right now I'm headed to a lunch with some, and I don't even do lunch, but I'm headed to a lunch with some people that I know I need to be you know, in this circle of influence, in this sphere's influence. Number 3, create accountability, right? Mentors, community, public goals, to keep that pressure on. You want to create accountability with different people so you can have that added pressure to say, you know what, I'm going to uphold this standard because I want to be better every single day, right? Remember this, growth is a divine pattern, and pressure precedes promise, right? Faith grows in resistance, and comfort weakens conviction, and prayer, journaling, and fasting reset identity and purpose. And I believe in that last part for sure. Prayer, journaling, and fasting will reset your identity and purpose. And I'm telling you, everybody needs to pray, fast, and journal every day. And if you don't do it every day, do it as much as you can, right? This is not something where you have to, we're not building monuments for things, right? No, you want it day by day, right? So here's the call to action. Identify one area that you've settled in, that I've settled in. Decide one discomfort move you'll take this week. And for me, this is going to this lunch. I'm a little past the time, but I'm coming, right? I know I need to be in this room with these people, right? Reminder, comfort gives you peace for the moment, but growth gives you peace for life. Woo! That was a good one. Comfort gives you peace for a moment, but growth for a life. Comfort gives you peace for a moment, but growth for a lifetime, right? And so, yeah, man, it's time to grow. It's time to grow. It's time to shake it up. It's time to change your environments. And we want the cost of our comfort to be something that is going to benefit us. We don't want it to have to cost us. We want it to be able to enable us, right? And don't stay the same. It's too expensive. Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. It's your boy AB. Make sure you stay tuned in so you don't get tuned out. I just pulled up. We out.